My family travelled a lot when I was younger around Australia. My parents were really into forward driving, which exposed me to a lot of regional and remote communities and I guess a lot of Indigenous culture really early on. My parents also foster parents for a little while, and we had two young Aboriginal children that lived at our home for some time, and that's been another big factor in terms of my interest in Indigenous justice and ensuring that we all sort of do our part. I think there are lots of opportunities through the ANU clinical programs to get involved in particularly local community legal centres and also internship programs. They're also big supporters of Aurora internships, which place people around the country in often Indigenous-led organisations. In my final year, I spent my winter break up in the Northern Territory as a criminal paralegal, and one of the things that they always try and get interns to do is go along to Bush Court, which is where you travel to a remote community. And one experience in particular was sort of what I built my honours thesis off. We're in a community of would have been just a few hundred people, and a prosecutor was asking for a family violence order to be put in place. The magistrate basically said, well, I'm not setting them up to fail, it's too small a community, that won't work, so I won't going to impose the order. And it just made me realise how, particularly in relation to family violence and other areas of the legal system and the criminal justice system, they're so focused on urban situations and particularly the experience of non-Indigenous Australians in an urban setting, and that's really what our laws are geared towards. So then when you take the same laws and put them in a small remote community mostly comprised of Indigenous people, they just don't work, and it means that people aren't protected, and it also doesn't support people that are having issues and ending up in the criminal justice system through their rehabilitation. I did an honours thesis that looked at the operation of family violence orders in remote Aboriginal communities, particularly relating to the Northern Territory, and I looked particularly at how consideration of Aboriginality and cultural considerations could be included in the decision-making process to create more appropriate orders that then actually facilitated rehabilitation and protection of victims in these matters. I think so many people pursue law because they do want to make a difference and they want to help and they want to do something to help other people. And there's this big focus on getting a job and getting a good job. Often it's the commercial law jobs that attract a lot of prestige in terms of, you know, where you go if you've got the marks for it. So I'm really big on promoting, you know, other options for careers in terms of working towards social justice initiatives and in areas that you care about and advocacy for issues that you care about. So after graduating, I spent quite a while working at the courts as a judge's associate, and I've been working as a criminal solicitor at the Aboriginal Legal Service, where we provide free legal representations to Indigenous people here in Canberra. It's so important that we have a diverse legal profession and diverse people in our law schools. It's certainly been a huge difficulty that the legal profession's faced for a long time. And I think ANU is a great place to come and study law. We do have a lot of people come from, I guess, particularly regional areas or different backgrounds. And if you've got the opportunity, then I'd highly recommend it.